Good morning. Hello and welcome to the new moon eclipse light language event. Let's try and adjust that a bit better. There we go. So yes, another momentous energy portal, another momentous energy time, and also the start of another eclipse season. And this apparently will go on for another 18 months. And that'll be exciting because eclipses bring, well, they're doorways, they're openings, they bring immense change. And if you think we have a series of this for 18 months, that's a lot of incredible and wonderful change coming our way. And I know it can be daunting and scary because we have been through so much change. And at times we're thinking, a rest to be really nice. Just to be able to sit back and go, can we just have no change for a little while? But here we are, we're on this roller coaster, and the roller coaster is not done yet because so much has fallen apart already. So many cracks have come up. So much is tearing apart at the seams now, just as it has to. It cannot continue the old shape, the old way of living, the old form of being who we are. We couldn't do it because, well, mostly because it wasn't true to ourselves. It wasn't true to our hearts. All of this life that we've built has been shaped by others, a few others. It hasn't been shaped by the majority of the people. It hasn't been shaped by our hearts, by our desires. And in a way, it hasn't been anyone's fault because, let's face it, people don't really know what they want. And if you ask the average person out there, what do you really, really want? It might be just, financial security or a holiday. People don't really know what they're missing. They don't really know that they are disconnected from their light, that the heart is missing something really powerful and really special. So how can we build a world that is right for all of us when the majority of us are simply not in touch with what our hearts actually want, with what our hearts are saying to us? We've also lost the ability to listen to our hearts. We're guided by the TV. We're guided by a magazine. When you wake up in the morning and think, what shall I wear today? Then we just look back and go, hey, you know what? I'll wear what I saw in a magazine yesterday. When you think about what do you want for Christmas? Oh, it's that thing I saw advertised on TV. We are so driven by the desires that we are told that we should have, rather than thinking, what is it that I truly want? And this eclipse season is, for me, it is bringing to the fore, it is truly, truly highlighting what it is that we want, what sits right in here. What is it? What is at our core? And, sometimes it can be really scary to acknowledge that. It's like, coming on here and people say to me, oh, you're so confident, you come on and you just talk and you seem to know everything. And I'm sitting here inside going, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Oh my God, what if this all goes wrong? What if I don't have anything to say? What if I talk complete and utter rubbish? But despite all that, despite all those fears that I'm going to make a complete and utter fool of myself, despite all that, my heart tells me to come on here and talk. It tells me to come on here and share light and talk with you and to see if I carry something, anything, any little part of wisdom or joy or hope that might serve you, that might help you throughout this day or throughout your life. And when we step forward into our hearts, when we really follow our hearts, it can be so uncomfortable. But it doesn't mean it's wrong. You know, when it is like falling in love, it's overwhelming. You know, you feel like you're going to get lost. This honeymoon period is so intense. And a part of you is like, oh my God, it's overwhelming. But you know it's right. And then everything settles down and you think, this is now comfortable. This is now the peace, the real sense of love that I've always been after. It goes into that beautiful space. So when our heart is pulling us one way, follow it, listen, and put aside the fears, put aside the worries. Because if we don't dive into the heart, what's the point of having this beautiful, incredible, loving, open energy within us? When the heart calls, follow. So when I was looking at this event, thinking about this event, and some beautiful words came up. And the first one that came up was welcome to the revolution. And I just loved that. Because it's a revolution of our heart. It's a revolution of change. We are moving from listening to our heads, stepping into the heart, moving from what we are told we should be doing or who we should be, and moving into who we want to be, what we truly are. We're moving from denial of ourselves, of our desires, into accepting who we are, and actually into treasuring who we are, into treasuring the desires that we have, and recognizing and accepting that what you wish to do, who you wish to be, is absolutely right. It is not sinful as we have been taught. It is not selfish as we have been taught so often. We're moving from rules into passion. You know, how many rules have we followed throughout our lives and are still following? Who should I be? How should I be? What should I say? Is it correct within society to be in this way? And into just being alive in passion, being fully awake, fully engaged with our heart, to laughing as much as we want to laugh, to crying if we need to just communicating with each other if we choose to. You know, one of the things I love doing the most is, you know, when you see an older person, and you know, they always sometimes they look a bit sad, a bit, you know, oh, it's nearing the end of my life. And to joke with them, to engage with them, to make them laugh, to bring some light into their life just for a moment. It's one of the things I love doing the most, because you see the spark in them light up. You see their eyes suddenly brighten. And I don't care if it's for just that minute that I'm talking to them. And we can all do this for each other. We can all awaken the spark in someone else. We can all just help somebody else accept who they are in that moment. It's very, very easy to do. Just engage with them as you are, to help them bring out who they truly are. And it will come out in joy and in laughter, and it's beautiful. So, as I say, this head-to-heart journey, this ignoring what I need into celebrating all that I need and giving myself what it is that I need. I was even thinking about the other day this sort of working pattern that we have. You work for 5 days, you take 2 days off. You work from 9 till 5. And why? Why? Who said it? Why can't you work at night if you want to, or work a weekend and take the weekdays off? You know, this is This is a pattern, again, that has been given to us through society. And just because it's how other people work, it doesn't have to be how you work. This is what I mean. It's about redesigning our entire life so that everything that you are, everything that you're doing, everything that is in it fits to you, fits to your heart. And if it doesn't fit to somebody else, that's completely okay. It only has to fit to one person, and that's you. And anybody else, well, they can carry on doing what they're doing and they can work to their pattern. But we can't continue living in a way that is breaking us, that is stopping us shining our light, that is crushing our spirit. It is really time just to be who we are, without shame, without guilt, without worrying. That has to come now. So this is the revolution of just being true to yourself. And isn't it radical? Why is it radical? Why does it have to be so radical that finally I'm doing something that suits me? But you know what? It is. It so is, because we've been taught just to follow, go down that line, don't question it, just be on it. And if you step out, you're a rebel, as if this word rebel is a terrible thing. For me, a rebel is just somebody who stops listening to what they should do and just goes into what they want to do. It's actually about peace. It's about going back to childhood, about being playful. So anyway, that is the revelation. the revolution. So in all this time, we are looking at what no longer suits us. We've done a lot of that. If you think over the past 3 years, we have done a huge amount of thinking what it is that doesn't suit us. But now we also need to look at what does suit us. And this means paying attention to ourselves. So when you do something, when you've done something, think, feel, how was that for me? Did it feel good? If it felt good, make a note of it, do it again. If it didn't feel good, what could you do instead? I mean, literally build these real concrete patterns in your life so that your day from the moment you wake up is filled only with the things that bring you joy. And I know some people will say, oh, but there's stuff I have to do. Okay, there might be, but could you do it in a way that is more joyful? Could you do it in a way that suits you better? There are always different ways of doing the things that we have to do. So could you change the way you feel about it? I bet there are. I bet there are things that could be done. So we have been through we've lived, I think, actually a life of better the devil we know. When we have just so much put up with something because we know it, because we know what the result will be. Well, generally the result has been exactly the same thing that it was the last time we did it. And we just keep repeating it. To no avail, to no point. It's utterly ridiculous. But we've had this element where we thought it's okay to sacrifice a part of my happiness. It's okay to sacrifice a part of my life in order to feel safe. Well, we are safe. We are here in the loving, beautiful arms of the universe. We are wrapped in their light. And if we engage with that light, of course we are safe. Because the universe loves us unconditionally. And the universe has never and will never ask us to make any sacrifices for them. There's nothing that the universe wants from us. This idea, as some religions have, that you have to give over a part of your salary in order to, I don't know, be nice to God. I have no idea. But the universe doesn't want this. The universe just wants us to live the life that we want to live. And if you want to live a life of misery and poverty and so on, then No, you can live it. The universe will support that, but you have another choice. You have another choice that says you can live a life of abundance and of joy and of good relationships and of happiness. And if you choose that, the universe will support you. This is all choices. It's all about what your heart wants. And when we've been told so much that our hearts are wrong, that our desires are incorrect, we look at our heart and all we think about is, my heart is bad. I have a bad heart. I have a heart that is selfish, that is wrong. That's how man sees it. That's how certain humans have seen it. It's not how the universe sees it. If you decide that you deserve everything, if you decide that you are going to follow your passions and open up and just have everything that you desire in life, the universe will go, great, here you go, have it. It's a very simple choice. But we have to put aside this idea that there is any kind of sacrificing required in order for us to live a life of joy, abundance, happiness, adventure, peace, harmony. It doesn't. There is no sacrifice that any of us have to make in order to live according to our own heart's desires. And this has to be completely put aside, and it's a reprogramming. It truly is. It is a reprogramming of the way we see ourselves and the way we see our life. But we can do it. We really can. We just have to listen. We have to listen to this instead of this. We have to listen to the wants rather than the shoulds. And then we can start going forwards out of our heart and living, following a path that is laid out for us by somebody else with all these shoulds. You know how it looks to me? It looks like a path of obstacles with barbed wire and dynamite and booby traps. And I have to struggle down this path. Whereas when I look at a path that says, this is my heart's desire, do you know what I see? I see wildflower meadows. I see a beautiful straight path. The sun is rising at the end. I see a path that is so easy to walk. And the only thing that stops me getting onto this path is the old programming, the old fear in my head. That is the only thing. But I choose every day to ignore it. I choose every day not to listen to the ego, not to listen to the old rules that I have been given. And every day I make another choice to come back into my heart, to listen to my heart, to speak from my heart. And you can do the same. And when you do this again and again and again, the heart becomes so much stronger, and you start to live according to your heart. You start to become free, and you start to recognize and realize that you need make no sacrifice in order to appease any gods. You can just follow your heart. So this is what's coming. This is what's coming to all of us. And this wonderful eclipse, as it blots out the sun, we think, oh, it's all gone dark. But what happens is, as the darkness moves away, then what was hidden is suddenly seen. It's suddenly brought into focus. So this is a beautiful time to explore your heart, to explore the programming, the patterns that you have built up. Because this eclipse is highlighting all of this so that it can be clearly seen. So listen, don't run away from this time. Use it, use the energy that is here right now to explore yourself, your mind, your emotions, your feelings, and your heart, to see where it is that you truly want to go. Okay, now it's time to look at some cards. And this time, my heart told me, please note, my heart told me, not my head. to use a very unusual pack. They're called the Cards of Anne. And I saw this pack, I don't know, about 2 years ago. I found them online via a book, and as soon as I saw them, my heart said, I have to have them. I didn't know anything about them. I just went, I have to have them. And of course, it was the middle of a lockdown and so on. So I had to wait about a year to get them. But they're beautiful. They're very simple. But they're very, very special. And the first card that comes up is called Fulfillment. So yes, fulfillment, fulfilling our heart's desires. But not just that, filling our life with all the treasures, the beauty that we want to bring in. Again, we have this idea about I don't deserve everything in my life to be wonderful. Well, we do. You know, it seems like a fairy tale that only the princess gets to live in the big castle and marry her prince and, you know, have everything that she wants and wear the pretty dresses and so on. But we can have that too. All of us can have that. All of us can have every single dream that we have fulfilled. It is only us that stops this. It is only this sense of guilt, of believing that I've asked for too much. That's the only thing that stops us from having everything in our life as wonderful as we could possibly want it. But this card says fulfillment is there. We can do it. And the one thing we have to do is to feel fulfilled within ourselves. You know, when we have that sensation that my life is so full of wonderful stuff, it's so beautiful, and look at all these gorgeous things that I've got. Again, the universe can respond to that. So it's a twofold step that we can take there. Then we have this lovely little card called Bam Bam. And this is about what the universe, oh sorry, not the universe, this is about what life does to us. You know, we're constantly battered and we're on a path, and then suddenly something happens. It's like, bam, you're pushed off your path. And what happens is we immediately kind of go, oh my God, I shouldn't be on that path. But Bam Bam says, no, you've been pushed off. Get back on it. Be like a child. This is why it's Bam Bam. It's like a child. You know, a child is learning to walk. They fall over. They don't just sit there and go, well, I'll give up now. That's it. No, the child gets up and says, but I want to walk. So they get up and they start walking again. Then they fall over again. Then they hit their head. They get up again. And this is what we can do. When you really want something and an old idea comes and pushes you over, an old fear comes in and knocks you off, an old relationship, a friend, someone says, oh no, don't be silly, you can't do that. You get pushed over, just get back up again. That's their stuff, not yours. When your heart still wants it, go for it. If your heart doesn't want it, stop. There's no shame in stopping. But make sure it's because you want to stop, that your heart has now moved on to something else. And that's okay. Then we have the card One True Love. Who is your one true love? Should be you. You should be your own one true love. Building a relationship with yourself that is based on all the good things in life. Loving yourself as much as you could imagine loving somebody else. Treasuring yourself as much as you treasure those around you. Love is not just saved for other people. It's for ourselves. It is the most precious and wonderful gift we can ever give to ourselves. So don't just give it out to others. Turn it inwards. Accept it into your life. It flows from the universe so powerfully, and they want you to love yourself as much as the universe loves us, which is such a vast amount we can't even imagine it. I know I've had moments when I have felt the incredible divine love of the universe, and it's almost been mind-blowing to think that somebody, that something loves me that much. Just imagine if we could love ourselves that much, how everything would change. So yes, allow the love to deepen within you for yourself. Allow it to rise. Sit with it, accept it. Fall deeply, deeply into love with every aspect of who you are. Then we come to the 8th gate. True love to the core. You see, all these messages that have come up today are about love. True love to the core, right inside of us. This is what we are. When you know, like a stick of rock, when you get that message that runs all the way through. True love actually is what runs through all of us. Right in the center of us. This is who we are. Nothing else. And to engage that, to recognize that, is such an incredibly powerful step. And if we do that, this is the card that goes with the 8th gate. If we do that, we find all the hidden treasures that sit within. You know, people ask me and they say, how do I discover my talents, my gifts? Through love. It is always love that is the gateway to our gifts. And most importantly, it is the gateway to the gift of who we are. Don't forget that we are actually a hidden treasure. We're hidden because the world hasn't seen us yet, not all the world. But we are a hidden treasure. And sitting within us are hidden treasures. And love is the key that unlocks all these doorways so that even more love can come out and heal this world. Now, I feel it is time for some light language. It's been sitting there waiting. Hey, come on, hurry up, stop talking. So I want you to just relax back. And I feel that this light language is going to help us come from the head to the heart. It's going to help us make the right choices in life, to choose rather than what we should, but what we want. Just relax and let it float over you. Bosijent kes maran tambayam. Burambaza oran tesi kere motara misia, kuan kianto gorajana mazia. Mejimora mataza, kewara kamata bajiventuto war mashika bezia, como sund casa, terura bayata marajamasike, kioskora matarazi. Mankai wodas Maria, but a dazzle quit kin the cajoras, by yitis and kazia. Tamasmaradara would have see or and tatasiaka, Ezgana Madio, Paja, Pasipa Taramashagorelia. Nanko, a skiar and tatasim. Parijin Kojador, Kazia de Aram de Sipu, Kazgora, Tidiadona Nayam, the Patina, Baya Tabasia, Kamatake Kumasa, Peti Kamorkatsia, Kekana Yoda, Mitio to Kabakisa Kamiatamatsia. Matina Kasia, Kawaiska Aijana Maja, Buddha and Zatsikioska, at the Massima Ibayo, O Kamasia, Tamuaja Matasiko Kyoda Pashika, Aja Masi Iwetia, my unko Sarunda Tasia, Kawaki Mokaya, and Giwa the Junation Yashika, Mokai Batsia, Poya Diamor, but a chindu she is what a way Diamai. Ania kawasuk oki mokajeta zinya wishia. My daughter is boya tiana, that I see what I mean. Marinde the shim shoshi oshaya. Pawankoa, Kimoa yipukaya, sukoashko, sioshinaya, that si became moka. No adio, no kosi, buani koshi koshimo, shwada isnaya. Mianya torzi or rajiamia. Our tasikea. mora na to suosmia, mora ma te wari no kuajea, ma jora tatasi, ajiatia, mora batasi, pura natasi kura majora siora, aratazia ora ma. I say that whilst we stay caught up in the heaviness of 3D, we are so caught up in the shoulds and the have-tos and the worries of life. And this is where they're trying to stop us from ascending, stop us from rising into higher dimensions, because they know that if they can continue to keep us worried and wrapped up in the heaviness, then we won't find our own light and follow our heart's desires. So this light language is to help us to break free of those worries. Mia moaia, taramai wechi keram, si kora tatasima. Ayudon nasi, but there you no taran, she was malaria pordarsnasia, and gozinia cabi, dora matesia, purna swara, darajaya, rapatarjara sekara, unkazua, wata hama itabarashi, kumoshora, sorna tosso, surmata, jura batarma, ye messia. Maramudara yatarasi, so kulkukara madarjimosha, si waratabrajibasia, Tamaza, Ormataza, Armatisu, Kusukurata, Majata, Prazinia Tarasi, Simbuzharo, Odhara, Oramaja, Peisha, Hukesi, Orapatasi, Kazugara, Batarinjo, Koshusha, Simash, Maratabrasi, Ketaka, as a Matazizasia, what is a Mitsipotus for a Pasata, Varisiki Kimara, is Umara Abrataza, Zabia, Darvaja Shakara Saka, Sajinju Borsu, Suju, to Paratasi, Misi, Apartments, Brenda Rabia Barbaracari, Mutarese, Simara or Sit, Patasi, Kikukas, Marata, Brashichi, Cosa, Shimbosurans, Simisima, Simarata, she keeps a coraki, by Daraji, Shon, Shon, Zabarat, Shon, Nasai, Terba, Shon, Shon, Badi, Shakoshukumara, Shokarazi, she shumbas, she must what, oh, she shima, Paranada, Yiji, Juro, Shosho, separation. She Kazma, she Kazma, Baranama, she Bukazina Sabaratishki, Shinshus, Anya, Yimatabasi, Shunshu, but Socium. Miss Varadaji be at a tapasi, was good, the Kuska Tabaramachi, Chipata, Sipiti, Patapati, she shumus. Botosi, Cynthia Sepeti, Aramatasi, Pisipatam Raji, Pacipisia, Maraparaji, Tipisia, Shutoroshi Shum, Shubaragia. Monuza masia, Purundo Tatabarashi Semoka, so the Sisi, Paradabara de Maraji Tipisi, Shushinia Sishi Patatesi, Pituna Baratishi, she could see Measia Tapataji Nakasia, Pionio Sinia, Sigaradabarji Simi, Zapishin, no Kosha Zapataraji Misha, Mojo to see why Matapasi, Shunjaba, Ratazo, Sisha, Gabiata Mashesi Baka, Shinjoso. Yonasiam Yasatabaradishi, Kuatsa, Kapataja, Kasabatisha, Mojonosora, Pataja Yamasi. Imasia, Imasima Barabara, Jono Sosia, Sheke, Tayaramasi. Jasa, Padisha, Mataramodorojono Sokar, Asia Si Batasi, Mayuanaya, Tabaraki Masinia, Shotojase, Jamasi Natasia. Una se di amara paraji jasia, che san jasia, nyasora matasi, che oana kasia, iora matawa. Feel that heart opening. Feel that light flooding in. Buan yatse ba yesi yasio sotaja tatika. Ayama hiatasia. Ayanyasata kasia. Dianatasika se yata diamatakashi. Ke diana. Yasin yaseka. Orara orisia. Meyonokosa. Wiyatasia tasia maradarasi. Anche odesea. Mio darasi. Mora rajitashia. Mora marish, che ora marish, che sora nataji. Aji ora mataja, ora daria masia. Ayi ora nataji. Ormasian yatarajima. Iamora dara jormaso. Corda da si. Morna si ormara taji. Gion makasia. Yedaranishi. Yedar marora barayataranum yatarogaraji. Yetasi. Get yet maradora maracawara. Ihora setara neti. Arora marabi. Arora marabatira marabi. Varamacora kiomo. Yeduramarsha. Yutashi. Mora sitya. Batia. Coro tujo. Cora patashi. Shundura. Adija moradar. Aremetasi. I think that's now the end. That came from very, very far away. I can still feel that connection. They have so much love to give us, so much wisdom coming through, so many heart activations that can come through to help us step forward, to help us connect, and to drop the shame of following everything that we want and raising our expectations of what we can accept in our lives. Let's become open doorways to the joy, the abundance, the happiness that the universe offers to us. Open that door to abundance. No more hiding, no more denying. Let this beautiful eclipse energy take you forward into where you want to be. I hope you will stay with this beautiful connection from so far away. I don't know who they are. But take the energy, go with it, and go and explore what your heart tells you. Go and follow what your heart tells you. And when you feel the fear, bring out even more love. Call upon even more love. And the love will override any of the fears. And you will step out into who you are and what you want to do. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Ooh, I'm buzzing now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward so much to seeing you again, and I wish you a very happy eclipse, an amazing new moon, and just the most gorgeous, gorgeous day. My blessings. Bye-bye.